Hello everyone, so we're talking facial gua sha today with Katie Brindle and Katie Blake. So I'm going to let Katie Brindle and Katie Blake in a moment, and we're going to be talking all about our facial gua sha teacher training course. I'm so excited to talk to you about this. Let me see, here we go. Okay, so it's letting Katie Blake in. Let's hope it lets me bring Katie Brindle in. This is our second attempt, if you didn't see it early. Yay! Hey!
Well, I'm glad you managed to get dressed this morning, because I'm in a towel.
My kids get me up at the crack of dawn. I mean, this is like practically a lion for me.
I've been up since 5, but anyway, I've got some reject clear courses in front of me here. So I thought, right, you know what? I'm going to do my gua sha whilst we're talking about gua sha, because
perfect.
Right, because you know what? This is when you need it, right? This is me. I've had about 4 hours sleep and I'm really tired and I've got to get organised. So I'm like, right, let's talk gua sha, and I'm going to do some gua sha in my dressing, in my towel, which is what I do.
I love that. See, I put makeup on. I should have joined with you. I thought we were just chatting, but I'm going to let you demonstrate and I can chat. And I'm hoping we can be able to bring Katie Blake in.
Good morning, Carwyn. Good morning, everybody. What a gorgeous, how lovely that everyone's joining us so early. Well, this is clearly a time when everyone wants to have a chit chat about gua sha, because, well, the thing is, Danielle, this is the time to do it. And that's why we want people to learn these techniques, because this is the time when when my gua sha gets going. My skin shars up a lot in the morning, as anyone that follows me on my qigong at 8 o'clock will see, because they'll see me covered in red marks. But this is the time to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I can see that Katie Blake is trying to get in, same as what you are, and it's not giving me the option to request her in. Any ideas? Let me have a look. So request. Oh, hang on. Let me have a little look. So she's coming in on Hey You, is she?
Yes, she's coming in on Hey You. I'm loving the way that Catherine is now speaking in Welsh on
Oh, I love
We've got we've got a bunch of Celts on our brand. Vocal Celts, like my ancestors, singing away.
Oh, I love that. It won't let me bring Katie Blake in.
Oh, this is so annoying, because it was doing the same with me.
So frustrating.
I tell you what, why don't I do a little bit now when we talk, and then why doesn't Katie come in 5 minutes, and then we'll weave in and out? How about that, Katie? If you're there,
let's do that.
Yeah, so Katie, you talk off camera, you comment off camera, and then I'll come off, and then Katie will come in. There we go, because otherwise we're going to spend the whole feed trying to work out how to do it. So, morning everybody, morning Danielle. So we're talking today about this fantastic course that you and I, with Katie, we all pulled it together, which Katie is now teaching very successfully. So what's the feedback from the early adopters? How are we getting on?
Oh my gosh, the best feedback. So I had Katie Blake on my podcast this week. The episode comes out on Sunday. Excellent. And we were talking about how the early adopters, the first people that started the course, have been getting on. And Katie has just been absolutely blown away by the response from this, which is amazing. She says that people are firstly, I mean, this is blowing our own trumpet because we wrote the course, obviously. But,
no, but I'll blow Katie's trumpet and I'll blow your trumpet.
I mean, exactly. We can blow each other's trumpet. But, you know, people are just so impressed by the amount of techniques they're learning in the course. They're absolutely blown away by the amount they're learning about traditional Chinese medicine, about meridians, about crystal healing, about energy, and also how they can then put this in a lovely package to be able to teach other people online or in person. And Katie says it's so lovely to see how people are combining it as well with what they currently do. So some people are coming with no prior experience at all. Other people are coming into it. Perhaps they're a holistic therapist, a beauty therapist, a yoga teacher. Perhaps they're one of our face yoga teachers, and they want to include using these beautiful crystals with what they're doing already. So we've already had a number of people that completed the course already, got their certification, and are qualified facial gua sha teachers, which is amazing to see.
Well, Danielle, let's talk money, okay? Because at the end of the day, the idea of this course is to create an income stream, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
So you're the expert on this, because obviously you've been a teacher now for don't know how many years, but you look too young to be teaching for as long as you said you did. But the truth of the matter is that the point of doing this course is not only to understand the brilliant techniques that you can do for yourself, but you can make money out of it. So how do people who do the face yoga course and now doing the gua sha course, how are they monetizing the course so that they can actually generate a working from home income? You might have children, you might not want to work at the moment, you might be in between careers, you might be thinking about a change. How do you help people do that?
Well, what have we seen over the last decade or so, particularly with people who've done our face yoga teacher training course, and exactly the same will apply with a facial gua sha teacher training course, is people can really set it up in the way they want. So we have some teachers which say, I want to complete change of career. I'm doing this face yoga training, I'm doing this facial gua sha training, and I'm going to set up from scratch. I'm going to get a full, week full up of clients. I'm going to see people one-to-one, either via Zoom or in person, or I'm going to do lovely group classes at gorgeous spas or at yoga studios or wherever it might be. And they're super busy with it, which is amazing. We have other people who say, do you know what? I want this as a bit of a side hustle. Maybe they've got another job, maybe they're a mum at home and they've got children, and they think, actually, I'd just like to do this maybe a couple of hours in an evening, a couple of days a week. And I'd like to do basically what we know Katie Blake has been doing over the last year, which is see people via Zoom, teach them how to do gua sha, teach them how to do face yoga in the evenings, and which is wonderful. You're making a little bit of money there on the side. And other people who have already got quite established business, maybe they've got established brands either in person or online, and the holistic therapy field, just want to add something new and fresh to what they're offering. Because as we know, as people in the wellness field, you need to keep upskilling, you need to keep learning new techniques.
Because it is CPD as well, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. You need to really keep training. It keeps what you're doing fresh. It keeps your clients coming back, let's face it. They will keep coming back if they're learning new things. And that's what we've seen with a lot of our face yoga teachers. They've been hugely successful with what they're doing, either in person or online or both, whichever they prefer to do. And now they're thrilled to be learning these skills in facial gua sha, because they can then add to it. They can do their face yoga and then they can say, okay, 10 minutes at the end of each session, we're going to do some facial gua sha as well. And their clients are loving that, because that means that they're learning fresh techniques and they're getting that traditional Chinese medicine side of things coming in with that yoga side of things as well, which is fab.
Well, I think so. So the lovely Lauren Bennett saying here, she's so excited to be learning so much. She just felt like she wants to do more and more and more. Well, that's fantastic. Bally says, I'd love doing the course. I think the other thing to say, guys, from a financial point of view, because let's talk money, because, times are hard at the moment and people are, we're coming out of lockdown, or in theory, and then there's more super strains coming out. And then we have the, the Euros in Wembley, where it didn't look like anyone was doing any COVID testing at all. I was really shocked watching it. I was thinking, oh my God, what is going to come out of this? Because clearly the vaccine is fantastic if people are using it and it's doing its thing, but there's a lot of people that don't want it. There's a lot of people where they say, well, actually there's super strains, which means the vaccine is null and void. So the possibilities of lockdowns are by no means out of the question. And what I can tell you as a Chinese doctor is that these diseases proliferate in the cold weather. I can tell you that for a fact. So obviously the numbers go down in the summertime because the weather's better and we're outside and social distancing is easier. But when it comes back to the winter, the body's respiratory diseases hit the body much more prolifically, which is why you get common colds and flus in the winter. So I personally think we need to prepare for that. I hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And Danielle, this was one of the reasons why we started the training with the hands off. Because the idea is that you can monetize this course no matter what. It is COVID proof, and you can sell the crystals at the same time. So you can upsell via the product offering that we're giving you at Hey You, and the education offering that we're giving you in association with Danielle, and of course the wonderful Katie Blake. So that to me is why it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. And you can study from home, which is amazing. So you don't need to go anywhere. You can take your own time with the study. Some people are completing this within a week because they're really going for it. And other people, they say, look, I want to take a few months on this, or maybe even they want to take a year, and it's up to you how long you take. But it's super flexible and it's super safe because you're doing it from home. You're not actually coming in contact with anybody. Exactly. And then when you've got the qualification, you can then stay at home and teach. You can sit at home, you can do all your sessions via Zoom, group sessions, one-to-one sessions, whichever works for you. And like you say, in our current climate with the uncertainty, more and more people want to stay at home, even with the world opening up now. As you said, as the winter comes, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. There's constant strains every single time. We think we've sorted it out. Then there's some, even at the weekend, my husband Mr. Brindle started up, and he starts talking about some new variant he'd read in some because he's really clever. So he reads newspapers that I didn't even know existed, and he reads them. I just read the Sunday supplement, and the fashion bit. Yeah, I read the fashion bit and the health bit, and then I don't even read that. I normally just look at the pictures, and then I go, oh, I'll read that later, and then it doesn't happen. So, but he was talking about the latest super strain, and I was thinking, oh, for goodness sake, here we go again. And I said, yeah, but we've all been vaccinated, so I thought that's all right now. And he just looked at me like I was really stupid, and he went,
he said, oh, and he just literally rolled his eyes and went, oh, like this, and just sort of walked out of the kitchen. I thought, all right, go and talk to someone else then. But the bottom line is that we need to look at these summer months now to use courses like this to protect ourselves. I think the other thing to say, Danielle, because I know we're going to get Katie on in a sec, is, first of all, can I say, because she won't, she's the most superb teacher.
She is. She's fantastic. And honestly, having her guide you through this Fraîcheur Gua Sha course, and of course, you've got the option to, alongside that, have her to be your face yoga super trainer. So she'll teach you with both.
Everything.
And she's so kind. She's so patient. She's so nurturing. But more than even all of that, she's so knowledgeable.
Yeah, I know.
She knows her stuff. She's been so hands-on for so many years with so many people. She knows what it takes to build a brand. She knows what it takes to build a client base. And she knows so much when it comes to particularly things like crystal healing, energy work, beauty therapy, holistic therapy. She really is skilled up.
And Danielle also, she is a living example of a therapist who actually grew her business in lockdown.
Yes.
Katie grew her business. She didn't fold it and then collapse and then have no possibility of income because the government declared that beauty therapists aren't allowed to only work for a year. She grew her business. So she's a living, breathing...
adapted.
Yes. So she's a living, breathing example of someone who's done that. Now, in the meantime, guys, there's some lovely comments going on here.
There's so many nice comments.
Please explain Gua Sha. We'll do that in a sec. Okay.
Yes.
Baldwin Joe, she said the best thing that came out of lockdown was to do face yoga and then this. The other thing to say is that what we are doing, now we've got this first one out, is that we're working on the next one, guys. So the idea of this is that this is an ongoing training from us, okay? That we're going to take you on a journey. So we're going to start with the hands-off, which is what we've started with. Then we're going to super trainer. Then we're going to add in extra modules which sit into the CPD model. Isn't that right, Danielle? So
absolutely.
Takes all the stress out of it, doesn't it?
Exactly. So we've really got so much that can help develop your skills. I mean, this course alone is, you learn a huge amount of knowledge to be able to teach other people fully how to use Fraîcheur Gua Sha. And like the example you gave of what Katie Blake did, you know, she was a hands-on therapist so many years, COVID hit, and then she started teaching people via Zoom how to do Gua Sha on their own faces. And she was completely booked out.
The whole time. You could not move.
You great example. And
I couldn't see her.
Now. You know, she loves that.
Yeah, I mean, our kids are best friends, and literally, I mean, obviously no one could see anyone in lockdown, but once we started to come out of lockdown, her client list was booked. Now, it also gave her the opportunity to grow her Instagram account, to grow her social media, which is another great example of what you can do as a therapist, that you can plug in to our existing group, because we are growing the group of therapists through the social media that we're offering you, because as women, we've already joined forces to create kind of cross-pollination between us, and we want to get you in to that cross-pollination so that you can be part of the family, so that it's an integrated offering to the public, not just people in competition with each other, which is what's happening at the moment. Oh, I do it, oh, I do it, oh, I do it, as opposed to one holistic way of presenting this to the world and saying, look, we're all doing it, and here are a bunch of, power, because that's how it comes. Power comes from the collective force these days, and working in alliances like we're doing.
Absolutely, it really, really does. Now, Katie, shall we get, sorry to throw you out.
No, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go put some clothes on. And I'll be commenting. I won't go, I'm going to comment, all right?
Now,
lots of love, babes.
Do we need to jump off at 8 o'clock? Because are you on Katie Brindle or Hey You at 8 o'clock? Are you going live at 8?
You can carry on with Katie Blake now. It's on Katie Brindle, and I'm on this one. So bye, everyone. I'll be commenting. Lots of love.
Okay,
Can't get out. There we go.
Okay, so if Katie Blake now, if you request to come in, so you're on the Hey You account, if you just request to come in. Oh, it's so nice to see all your comments, guys. What I'm going to do now, and all your questions, is go through these with Katie Blake. And Katie Blake, here we go. Okie dokie. Oh, let's have a look. Yay! Oh my goodness. What a crazy
I know. Yeah, we're in.
Okay, shall we go through some of the questions, Katie? Yeah, because there's quite a lot. I'll start from the most recent ones. Oh, lovely. So
I noticed a few people saying, what tools do we need? Right. And I did put up 2 beauty restorers and 2 precision tools would be great, of the same kind, because then you can do the double techniques, because you need to use the same crystals for, beautiful. Yeah, look at
those. And the precision tools as well. Oh, we've got people saying I highly recommend the course. Great training. Let's have a look. Musical chairs, someone's saying it is this morning. It is musical. How many Gua Sha tools do you need for the training? So you've answered that. Lovely. Jane says, I'd love to do this course and I have more free time. Katie is very gentle. You are. Let's have a look. Someone actually says, what actually is Gua Sha? Please explain. Can you just do a quick sort of sentence or two what that is?
Yeah, of course. So Gua Sha is a type of massage, Chinese massage, that's been around for thousands of years. And you use a tool to actually press, scrape the skin. And it's a brilliant way of getting that microcirculation up to the surface of the skin to help release any stagnation. You get such good results, whether you're working on toning, lifting, working with the energies of the meridians as well, acupressure points. It just does wonders for your whole body within. So we do connect face and body whilst we're doing the course as well, because we talk about the meridians. The meridians don't just lay in the face, they lay in the whole body. And that's what I love about holistic treatments, because you can connect. It's about the whole being, isn't it? Not just the face.
It really is, and this is such a holistic course, and it's been so nice to see the early response that people have had starting the course. Of course, they've enjoyed training with you so much, Katie, and I know that you've enjoyed training them as well, which is great. We have some more questions, Katie. Can you buy the required tools as set for training at a discount? Yes, you can. So as soon as you book the course, you get what we call the teacher's discount. You get a link. You can order as many as you want, so you can order a couple to use for yourself for the training, and then when you're ready to teach your classes, you can order as many as you like. And the other thing you can do, which is amazing, is you can order the tools and then you can resell them to your clients. So when you're teaching sessions and classes, many people will say to you, where can I get these tools from? And rather than always just saying, oh, well, you can get them from that website, you can have them there and sell them and actually make a profit on each one, because you get them at a much reduced price by buying them as a teacher. So that's a real benefit actually of doing the Facial Gua Sha course. You get products at a discount, and exactly the same applies for our face yoga teacher training course. You get all of our face yoga products, everything on Face Yoga Expert website at a reduced price as well, which is amazing.
It does work beautifully, because what you'll find is when people book in, you go, oh, can I book in with you? I haven't got a tool. And then you can give them the tool and the appointment at the same time. So it's, people grow with you throughout the experience of having a Gua Sha one-to-one.
Absolutely. And Karen's saying, how does the course integrate a Gua Sha and face yoga? So the Facial Gua Sha course is focused on Gua Sha techniques. So you have over 50 different Facial Gua Sha techniques, and it's lots about holistic healing and crystal benefits and how to teach and how to set up a business. So you're not learning face yoga techniques within there, but anybody that knows about our face yoga teacher training course will know the manual is very much set on that sort of pattern, really. So it's very much the same sort of step by step, not in terms of techniques, but step by step in terms of how the manual sort of put together. But if you want to learn about face yoga, we recommend you do the face yoga teacher training course, and actually you can pick to do both with you as the super trainer. So you can book, there's an option now on our website to book distance learning with Katie Blake in face yoga teacher training, and then distance learning with Katie Blake in facial Gua Sha teacher training. You can book both together. You can study both together and do both your assignments at the end together with Katie, or you can do one first and then you can do the other one. But it's quite nice because then Katie will be your guide throughout, which is wonderful.
And they really do complement each other. It's amazing how learning facial Gua Sha, facial yoga, with you made me really open up the world of Gua Sha. It complements each other so well. And I had a yoga teacher yesterday that she was talking about, oh, would the Gua Sha course do well? Would it do good for me, or would the facial yoga course? I said both of them will work wonderfully for you. They are both complement. And it just extends your learning, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. And, I know that from a yoga teacher point of view, teaching yoga, and then particularly now, because so many people are looking for a natural way to lift their faces as well as lift their body and calm their mind. You know, that was one of the big reasons that I started, going back sort of 16, 17 years ago, starting face yoga. And actually what a lot of people that do our courses who are yoga teachers, whether they're teaching in person, online, one-to-one, or in groups, is they teach their yoga session, they leave maybe 10 minutes at the end or 15 minutes at the end, then they'll teach everyone some face yoga, and then they'll do a little bit of gua sha for everyone. And it makes it such a unique class, but such a holistic class, because you're not just saying we're doing body and mind here, we're doing body, face and mind, and then we're bringing it all together in a really sort of soulful way, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it really is. I loved that talk that you did. It was a very when was it, a couple of years ago, you did a talk, and you said about when you first started, you'd learned body yoga, and then you said you designed face yoga. You know, you went into that. It's an amazing achievement.
Oh, thank you, Katie. That's lovely. Okay. We've got some really nice comments coming up. Lou's saying, I found the course so in-depth and interested, presented in a really manageable format, which is so lovely.
And if anyone...
Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. No, if anyone's worrying that they, you know, like you said, some people whiz through the course, some people take their time. I'm doing every 2 weeks, I do a drop-in Zoom, and I do it at different times. So then we suit all time zones around the world, because we have got people coming in, not just from the UK, we've got people from all around. So, and then I go through a subject of the manual, and then they get the recording sent to them so they can keep on going over it. So you've got that ongoing support as well.
Which is amazing. And it's an international qualification, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. This qualification will enable you to teach Fraîcheur Gua Sha on other people, to show them how to use it on their own faces wherever you are in the world, and it's fully accredited as well. So we're really proud of that accreditation, because that means an external body has very thoroughly gone through all of the course and checked it's all up to standard, and then to gain that accreditation means a lot. And that was one of the things, you know, that we said when we set up the course. You know, we want to put this out there when it's got full external accreditation. You know, that's so important for us. But it's an international external accreditation, which is wonderful. It means it's something that you can do all around the world. Let me see. Katie Brinsell says, Martin, so your husband Martin is thinking about doing the course just so he can see his wife.
He went up and did acupuncture so that he could understand what we were talking about, bless him.
This is the cutest thing. Oh my goodness. We've got so many questions. Okay. So Sandra asks, says, I didn't think you could use the tools if you have Botox and fillers. Can we really? So could you explain that maybe, Katie?
Yeah, so when you have a Botox or filler, you're putting a product in between the skin and the muscle. So you wouldn't really want to do gua sha on that area. You could stimulate the skin surface, but you wouldn't want to do it for a few weeks until that has settled into your skin. So you would work below the area, not on the area. If you were to do it, you would do a really flat treatment, just to give that skin that little boost of circulation, but it's not going to get all the way down into the muscle because you've frozen the muscle.
So how long do you recommend then, if someone has had Botox and fillers, at what point would you recommend they can then do gua sha?
I like to play it safe. Some people will say 2 to 3 weeks, but I like to do about four weeks really, just because, you know, they've spent a lot of money on it, they want it to last. Obviously they've gone through that route of having it done. You just ignore the area that you've treated, and then you can go on to the other areas. You can still do a nice lymphatic drainage, clear the system. You just have to ignore that area for the 4 weeks.
Yeah, and that's really, you know, interesting where you say about you can leave that area. So for example, if someone has Botox, say just in their forehead, doesn't mean they can't do gua sha on their lower face still. You know, that's absolutely fine. It's just that treated area you have to be careful. And we say the same with face yoga, you know, absolute minimum 2 weeks. And then you can start doing some gentle acupressure, maybe some gentle massage. But really you want to try and wait at 4 weeks. But I always say as well, check with your practitioner that has administered your Botox and fillers, because it really depends how much you've had, where you've had it, the condition of your skin. There's lots and lots of things, and always just err on the side of caution with things.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Okay, so Karen is saying, I know the schedule is flexible, but how many hours of study or practice is the course? So we recommend you study at home, minimum 12 to 20 hours. And it really will depend on your prior experience. So some people maybe who are very qualified and very actively practicing holistic therapist or beauty therapist or face yoga teacher may find that they can whiz through it a little bit quicker. They only maybe need 12 to 15 hours because they can get through the anatomy and physiology pretty quick because they've been through it before. It's just a refresher for them. If you're coming to it completely new, then you may say, actually 12 to 20 hours is not even enough for me. I maybe want to take 30 or 40 with it, and that is absolutely fine. So absolute minimum, you could complete the study within 12 hours. You could do your written assignments, which normally takes about 45 minutes or so, and then you book your call with Katie, which is about a 30-minute appointment. You do a 10-minute assignment within that time, and then you've got about 20 minutes there if you've got any questions, you want to go through anything, you want to have a chat. So that's as quick as you can do it, but you really can take your time. And exactly the same applies for our face yoga teacher training. Same amount of time studying, same process in terms of exams. Obviously the different exams, you're learning different techniques, you're learning face yoga over Gua Sha, but same thing there in terms of how long it would take you.
Yeah, definitely. And we have got a Facebook account as well, haven't we? So it's like an in-house therapist, whoever's learning the Gua Sha course, so then we can answer their questions. And it's making a community of Gua Sha therapists. Like you and Katie were saying at the beginning of the live, it's about getting that community, not about that's my client, that's my client. It's about supporting each other and being able to go, oh, I've come across this. Has anyone else come across this? So you've got that nice community of talking.
Absolutely, completely. And that's what we really believe. You know, this is the reason why the three of us have linked up as well, because we really believe in women supporting women, you know, and men as well. It's nothing to do with not supporting men, but, you know, we're really about uplifting each other and that we're stronger together. And that's something which we've always really recommended and promoted within our face yoga teachers. As you know, we call it our face yoga family. And I really sort of say to everyone, you know, help each other, uplift each other, support each other. You're not each other's competition, you're each other's support. And the same goes for the facial Gua Sha as well. And as you say, you know, we've set up a Facebook group for anyone that starts. As soon as you have purchased the course, you can get into that group. You can really interact with other teachers in there. We have the same thing for our face yoga. We have a teachers of face yoga course and teachers of face yoga Facebook group. And you can join either of those groups as soon as you start your study and really feel that you're part of a community.
Yes, yeah.
Wonderful. So more questions here. Are you okay? How long have you got, Katie? Have you got another 5 minutes or so? Do you need to dash off?
I'm actually at a retreat today. I'm doing the treatment at the retreat. I know. which is lovely.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, if you need to jump off in the next few minutes, you do that, because I can always just carry on with the questions for a moment. So Shana is asking, do you have to have studied Gua Sha courses previously before this teacher training course?
No. We've put all of what you need to know with the facial Gua Sha teacher training. We're not going on to the body yet. Maybe in the future, you never know. But at the moment, we're just concentrating. And what I love about doing this course is actually when you are a therapist, you always learn on each other first. And because of COVID, we wanted everyone to actually experience having the Gua Sha experience on themselves, seeing how different areas react, seeing what deepness of different shas bring, so then you can then apply it in the future on other people. But at the moment, it's so lovely to be able to see what you can teach people in the comfort of their own homes.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And that's what you have been doing. You know, the last year, Katie and I were talking about that. You know, as soon as you couldn't do that hands-on therapy, you said, right, I'm going to go on Zoom and I'm going to teach people, you know, one-to-one and in groups, how to use Gua Sha on their own faces, in their own home. And, you know, you've been hugely successful with that. And it's been really interesting because we were talking about this last week and you were saying, actually now, you're actually really pleased you can spend a lot of time now as a teacher teaching people how to use Gua Sha on their own faces. Although you still love the hands-on therapy, your hands, your back, your body gets tired from just doing that 8 hours a day. And I know that beauty therapists and holistic therapists watching this will completely understand where you're coming from with that. So it's been really refreshing for you to actually be stepping more into a teacher role as opposed to just a therapist role.
Definitely. You've got the best of both worlds. I absolutely love it. And I love seeing people actually experience it for themselves and going, oh my goodness, I've done this to my own skin. And their confidence in their body and face therapies for their home care use it's been amazing to see.
Absolutely. And Catherine's just talking about the Facebook group. So you can only join the Facebook group once you've booked the course. And I think it is called Teachers of Facial Gua Sha. And I think if you go to, I think you can just search that in Facebook, can't you, for groups? You get Teachers of Facial Gua Sha is what it's called. The price for the course is $495. So we're talking British pounds there, $495. And you can also book the face yoga teacher training with Katie as well, which is $395. So we have the package on the website where people can book both. Let me have a look.
That's on your website as well, isn't it? The double package is on your website.
faceyogaexpert.com. Brilliant. So Embrace Weymouth says, I'd like to do the course once I finish the Qigong instructor course in September. Looking forward to it. Lauren says, yes, the body gua sha. I don't think I'll stop there. Chinese medicine, acupuncture, aromatherapy, Qigong. People want to learn everything.
You do just carry on over the 20 years of me being a therapist. It's just, and you're the same, you know, you've been,
exactly. That's the thing. And it's funny because you go through periods of time where you think, okay, I haven't got time to study at the moment. And then you suddenly start studying again, and then you get the bug again. And then you're like, oh my goodness, I just want to learn everything again. It's just great. I think, Katie, I'm going to let you go because I know you are at a retreat. Are you in London at the moment?
No, I'm in Wales, but I'm doing a retreat in Glastonbury.
Nice. What a beautiful day for it. Is it inside or outside?
It's a bit of both, actually, a bit of inside, a bit of outside. We're doing Qigong, we're doing facial gua sha, we're doing, I'm talking about acupuncture, acupressure. So it's a lovely retreat.
I love that. And I said to you actually earlier in the week, try and get someone to video your course, because what you're going to, video your class, because what you're going to do is teach a combination of face yoga and gua sha to people. So it'd be so nice for people to see that setup of teaching both, which would be amazing.
I'm going to really enjoy it. I'm going to do that today, actually, teach facial yoga and facial gua sha to everyone, just so that they can connect. After they've done the Qigong, they can then connect the experience of the face and body together.
Brilliant. Oh, that's great. Well, have a wonderful day. And if anyone wants to book the course, you can just go to either faceyogaexpert.com or heyoumethod.com. Exactly the same course on there. On faceyogaexpert.com, you also have the option of booking the face yoga course with Katie or with myself as well. So have a lovely day, everyone. And Katie, enjoy your retreat today. Take care. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.